Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the new American wasteland. I'm your host, Montgomery Ho, and the year is 2035. While we await updates from northern Idaho, we have a letter from Ohio, courtesy of Reverend Raz.
I remember stories from way back when about Ohio being a frontier, mostly wild, with tiny little villages between great stretches of forests, growing westward like strawberry plants, node by node, as European colonists ran away from what they knew in the hopes of better. Somehow, we've become frontier again, even if the forests have mostly given way to cornfields and the rotting concrete of former industry. But now, the lonely pioneers abandoning the ground they knew are headed east, and there's so much less hope in their eyes than I had always imagined of the mythical pioneers. At least there's water here still. I've been out gathering what I can from the backwoods, the places where crumbling pavement is being devoured by greenery and the frogs sing at dusk, and the mosquitoes are just hovering in wait to drain you dry. The summer has been wretched, all sticky, heavy stillness that makes it hard to breathe and easy to get worn down before I notice. But one does what one can. It's been hard to find actual medicine for a long minute. Even before things went sideways, hurricanes had caused problems that corporations decided weren't worth patching. And while Canada does what it can for us, at least when the cameras are watching, it's not like we have much in the way of trade goods or money. I used to be a medical assistant, and I'm still a busted wreck of a human, so I've been doing all the reading I can. We may not have proper meds, but we have damn good foraging. At the beginning of the crumbles, I watched dear friends fall apart or do what they could for refugee status elsewhere. The chronically ill were forgotten, discarded, left to slowly dissolve like garbage, while the rich and healthy folks scrabbled over scraps. I still resent them for it, even now, because if they had cared back then, maybe we wouldn't be here now. Then again, anger is a waste of energy, and I still have shit to get done. The grieving goes on, but so does the work. I have to keep reminding myself that stillness is stagnation, especially with thyroid nonsense. If I live on through the power of spite, maybe I can prove the wretches wrong. We weren't worthless. We aren't worthless. Even cave dwellers took care of their own better than that. We have dandelion in plenty. The roots are a damn nuisance to dig, but drying them isn't hard. We have heaps of plantain leaves and purslane succulents. We have raspberries and mint and sassafras. We have pig farmers and enough power to freeze dry their thyroid glands into replacement meds, even if they are fragile and hard to dose. Insulin has been difficult, but that's not my project. I'm not a chemist or a doctor. I'm just a helper. But one does what one can.
Hello, everybody. Monty here. I just want to do a huge shout out to Courtney Marker. She also goes by Reverend Raz on the Discord, or Razzie Girl is her handle on most social media. That is RAZZIGYRL, so Razzie with an I and girl with a Y. She wrote and voiced this episode or this letter. She did an excellent job. I love the narrative. I don't know anything about Ohio aside from the memes, I guess, and I'm really excited to see more. We briefly talked on the Discord, and she actually posted the TikTok originally, and that's when I asked her to get me the audio and to talk with me about it so that we could get it posted up. And if you guys ever want to post your own narratives or get your own narratives out there, either onto the podcast or possibly onto the TikTok, all you need to do is one, make sure that the audio is clear enough for a podcast or an audio only format. And then two, make sure it doesn't conflict with any other existing narratives or settings. The easiest way to avoid any kind of conflict is to get on our Discord, which you can find on the TikTok bio. I think it's also linked on the podcast somewhere. But go there, have a discussion with people, brainstorm some stuff, and so long as you're not stepping on anyone's toes with your content, get it to me. And so long as it's fully voiced and clear, again, and I can work with you on it or talk with you about it, I can slap it into the podcast pretty easily. So do that if you want, or don't, I guess, whatever. But yeah, please use the Discord to get a hold of me because my TikTok is way too flooded with notifications for me to even start parsing through them. But yeah, thank you very much for listening.